Every day, millions of older adults wake up feeling just a little less steady, a little more tired, a little less like themselves. By the time you turn 80, you could lose half of your muscle mass. And that's not just about struggling to lift groceries. It's about falls, hospital visits, lost independence, and slowly giving up the things you love. Right now, over 50 million seniors are living with sarcopenia. Each year, more than 300,000 are hospitalized after falls that could have been prevented. But here's the part no one tells you. Studies in the Journal of Physiology show that significant muscle loss is not inevitable. There are men and women in their 80s and even 90s still hiking, dancing, playing sports, and living fully. So what's their secret? Today, we're uncovering 7 daily habits that help restore muscle strength backed by real science. And make sure to stay until the end, because one habit you think is helping you might be the one holding you back. So glad to have you here. Drop your location in the comments so I know where we're connecting from. The challenges you face can enhance your strength. Buck Institute for Research on Aging. Let me ask you something. Have you ever noticed how certain people in their 80s still walk with confidence, still open heavy doors, still get up from a chair without needing a hand? It's not just good genes. It's not luck. It's stress. We're talking about hormetic stress. Tiny, controlled challenges that make your body stronger. Think of it like lifting a weight. A little resistance builds muscle. Too much, you get injured. But just enough, done right, wakes your cells up. It tells your muscles, stay strong. We're not done yet. Let's start with cold. You've just taken your warm morning shower. Before stepping out, you turn that knob to cold for 30 seconds. It's shocking at first, makes you catch your breath. But then, you feel alive. That short blast of cold wakes up brown fat, kickstarts your mitochondria, those little engines inside your cells, and triggers a hormone called adiponectin. It protects your muscles from wearing away. On the flip side, a warm bath, a steamy sauna. Heat activates special proteins in your body, heat shock proteins, that repair muscle cells and stop them from breaking down. In Finland, folks who use saunas 4 to 7 times a week saw 40% less muscle loss over 10 years. 40%. But what if you don't have access to a sauna or cold plunge? That's okay. Walk in the morning sun. Try deep breathing under a fan. Or do short bursts of intense movement to mimic the same internal stress. Now here's one that sounds counterintuitive: not eating. Or more accurately, eating in a window of time, like 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. This habit, known as intermittent fasting, gives your body time to clear out old broken cells and build better ones. Scientists call this process autophagy, basically cellular spring cleaning. And studies show it improves muscle function and energy output, even in folks in their 70s and 80s. What's more, you don't need to skip meals. Just shift your eating window and allow your body a little rest from digestion overnight. Now, this one is powerful, especially if you're dealing with joint pain or limited mobility. It's called overcoming isometrics. You push against something that won't move, a wall, a door frame, even your own hands pressed together. Hold for 5 to 10 seconds, and you're sending a loud, clear signal to your muscles. Stay strong. There's no need for weights, no fancy equipment, just maximum effort, short bursts, and safe movement. Superagers, those strong, active seniors, use this technique to maintain strength without risking injury. Think of it as a message from your body to your future self. I'm not giving up. But some people argue that hormetic stress is just trendy biohacking. They say it's risky for folks with adrenal fatigue, chronic illness, or PTSD. And honestly, they're not wrong to a point. Stress can hurt if done the wrong way. If it's too intense, too long, too often. That's why balance is everything. Start small. Cold for 15 seconds. A 10-minute walk in the sun. Build your tolerance slowly. Talk to your doctor if you're unsure. Because when done right, these micro-challenges don't weaken you. They wake up your strength. What if the stress you've been avoiding, cold, heat, hunger, resistance, was the very thing that could make you stronger? And when does helpful stress become harmful? Especially if you've been through illness, loss, or trauma. Has anyone tried these hormesis stressors and noticed a difference? Drop a comment below and let everyone know. We'll explore more in the next chapter. But for now, hold on to that question, because sometimes healing begins with leaning into what we once feared. Stick around. Coming up next, we'll talk about the one mistake almost every older adult makes with protein and how fixing it can help you build muscle faster than you think. Eating all your protein at dinner? You're missing muscle-building windows all day. Journal of Nutrition. Let's start with a common picture. You wake up, maybe have some toast and tea. Light lunch, maybe soup and crackers. Dinner? That's the big meal. Maybe meat, maybe fish. Sound familiar? Most older adults eat the bulk of their protein at night. Your muscles don't work on a once-a-day clock. They're on a 3 to 4 hour timer. Every time you eat a meal, especially one with enough protein, your muscles receive a signal. It says, let's build, let's repair, let's stay strong. But if you only give that signal once a day, you're missing 2 golden opportunities every single day. Why protein timing matters? More as we age. As we get older, our bodies naturally become less efficient at using protein. There's even a name for it: anabolic resistance. It means you need more effort and smarter timing to get the same benefits you used to get without thinking twice. Spacing out your protein intake across the day can boost muscle growth by up to 25%. That's what researchers at the University of Texas found in a 12-week study. No changes to exercise, no diet overhauls. Just this one tweak, 25 to 30 grams of protein with every meal, led to over a pound of muscle gained. But for older adults, that's a major win for mobility, balance, and independence. Let's make this practical. Breakfast: smoothie with Greek yogurt, chia seeds, berries, and a scoop of protein powder. Boom, 30 grams. Lunch: tuna salad on whole grain bread, a boiled egg on the side, another 25 to 30 grams. Dinner: baked salmon, lentils, and sautéed spinach, easily 30 grams. That's it. Simple, realistic, and satisfying. Let's say chewing is tough for you, or you live in assisted care. No problem. Swap steak for protein-enriched soups, scrambled eggs, or soft tofu dishes. Smoothies are your best friend here. They're easy to drink, nutrient-dense, and customizable. Even bone broth with added collagen powder can give you a gentle protein boost. And a tighter budget? Beans, lentils, peanut butter, cottage cheese. Affordable and powerful. Maybe you're still working or caring for your grandkids. Maybe mornings are busy. Try portable protein. A. Boiled egg with your coffee. A protein bar in your glove compartment. Or mix a shake before your day begins. Just don't skip that first window. Your muscles are ready when you are. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Some people, especially in the wellness world, swear by eating only once a day to cleanse the body or simplify eating. But here's what science shows. Your body can only use so much protein at one time. After about 30 grams, the rest gets burned for energy or stored, not used for muscles. So eating all your protein at dinner may feel productive, but your muscles? They're left waiting all day with nothing to do. Is it better to eat once and cleanse your system, or to spread your protein and actively fight age-related muscle loss? But if your goal is to stay strong, walk confidently, and keep your independence, then your timing might be just as important as your total. Send your best wishes for health and vitality to everyone. And if you find this helpful for yourself or someone you love, please share this video with those who need to hear it. Don't forget to hit the notification bell and subscribe to our channel. It means a lot to us. And if you do this for me, I promise that my team and I will do everything we can to make this program even better for you. Deal? Next up, we'll dive into something in plain sight: the sunshine vitamin that most older adults are missing, and how it could be silently stealing your strength. Vitamin D activates genes responsible for muscle protein synthesis. Harvard Medical School. When was the last time your doctor checked your vitamin D levels? You might think of vitamin D as the bone health vitamin, but it's also a muscle vitamin, one that your body literally cannot function without. More than 80% of seniors are deficient in vitamin D, and many don't even know it. Why vitamin D isn't optional after 50? Let's break this down. Your muscles have vitamin D receptors. They're like tiny antennae that pick up signals from this nutrient. When there's enough vitamin D in your system, those signals say, "Let's build. Let's stay strong." Without it, the signal fades. Muscle cells don't grow. Weakness starts to creep in. In one major study, seniors with optimal vitamin D levels had 25% greater muscle strength, better balance, improved coordination, and fewer falls, meaning fewer hospital visits, fewer broken hips, and more independence. Sunlight does help. But isn't sunlight enough? As we age, our skin produces 50% less vitamin D than it used to. So even if you're out in the sun, you may still be falling short. Most doctors still recommend just 600 international units per day. But research shows that older adults actually need somewhere between 2,000 to 4,000 international units per day to maintain optimal levels. What you can do: first, ask for a blood test, specifically a 25-hydroxy vitamin D test. Aim for at least 40 nanograms per milliliter. That's the level we commonly see in vibrant, active seniors well into their 80s. Second, adjust your intake based on your results, safely with your doctor's guidance. Most older adults thrive on 2,000 to 4,000 international units per day. Third, pair it with vitamin K2. This is very important. Vitamin D helps you absorb calcium, but K2 tells that calcium where to go. Without it, calcium may end up in the wrong places, like your arteries, instead of your bones. You can find vitamin K2 in fermented soy, known as natto, grass-fed butter, hard cheeses, or as a supplement paired with vitamin D3. Eat your D-fatty fish like salmon or sardines, egg yolks, fortified plant-based milks or cereals, mushrooms exposed to sunlight. Also, aim for 15 to 20 minutes of midday sun exposure, if your lifestyle and location allow it. But not everyone has access to safe outdoor spaces or consistent sunshine. Some seniors live in apartments, assisted living facilities, or cloudy climates. That's why community education and free screenings are so important. If this sounds like you, or someone you love, advocate for access. But is too much vitamin D dangerous? It's a fair question. Yes, taking extremely high doses, like over 10,000 international units per day for long periods, can cause problems such as kidney strain. But those cases are rare and typically involve people self-supplementing without checking their levels. When done right, under proper guidance and with vitamin K2 alongside it, vitamin D is both safe and powerfully beneficial. In fact, not having enough is far more dangerous than taking a little too much. Should vitamin D testing be part of your yearly checkup after age 50? Think about it. One little test could protect your strength, your bones, and your ability to live independently. That's a small action with a huge return. If you're still watching this video and find the information helpful, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here. Coming up next, inflammation, the silent fire that breaks down your muscles faster than you can build them, and what you can do to cool it down today. Lack of sleep can elevate inflammatory cytokines by 40%. Tufts University, one you can't see or feel, but it's burning slowly inside your body. Not enough to cause pain, not enough to land you in the hospital, but just enough to quietly wear you down. This fire has a name: chronic inflammation, or what researchers now call inflammaging. And if you're over 60, it may already be working against you. Because chronic low-grade inflammation speeds up muscle loss. Not only does it break down muscle faster, it also blocks your body's signals to rebuild, even after eating protein or exercising. That means you could be doing all the right things and still getting weaker. In a study from Tufts University, older adults with high inflammation levels lost muscle mass 3 times faster than those with low inflammation. 3 times. And what's wild is, it had nothing to do with diet or exercise. Inflammation was the independent factor. What can we do to cool that fire down? Naturally, safely, and sustainably. Step 1. Sleep like it's your medicine. Poor sleep can raise inflammatory chemicals by 40%. That means your body is more inflamed just from missing a few good nights of rest. A cool, dark, and quiet bedroom. Shut off screens, TV, phones, 1 hour before bed. Try magnesium glycinate. It calms the brain and relaxes muscles. Sleep isn't just rest. It's when your body repairs itself. Missing sleep means missing healing. Step 2. Eat the foods that fight inflammation. Some foods actually help put out the fire. Superagers, those thriving into their 80s and 90s, eat a diet rich in natural anti-inflammatories. Berries, especially blueberries. Turmeric with black pepper for better absorption. Wild salmon rich in omega-3s. Extra virgin olive oil. Fermented foods like sauerkraut and kefir. Green tea or hibiscus tea. Try aiming for 30 different plant foods per week. Yes, 30. That includes fruits, veggies, herbs, grains, and nuts. Your gut will love the variety, and your immune system will thank you. Step 3. If you live with family, or if they help with your meals or schedule, maybe they can. Meal prep anti-inflammatory recipes with you. Help you find fermented foods at the grocery store. Track your sleep with a wearable device like an Oura Ring or Fitbit. When the people around you support your health, it's easier to stay on track. And if you're on your own, invite a friend or neighbor to join you in a wellness challenge. Small changes are easier when shared. Step 4. Exercise with intention, not intensity. Too much high-intensity exercise can raise inflammation in older adults. But that doesn't mean you should stop moving. In fact, the opposite is true. Consistent, moderate movement is one of the best ways to reduce inflammation. Walk daily, stretch, do light resistance work. Once or twice a week, sprinkle in short bursts of intensity, just enough to challenge your heart and muscles without overdoing it. Let your body work with you, not against you. Wait, is all inflammation bad? Yes, absolutely. When you exercise, you create a little inflammation. That's natural. That's how muscles grow stronger. What we're talking about here is chronic inflammation, the kind that sticks around for weeks, months, or even years. Acute inflammation helps you heal. Chronic inflammation holds you back. That's the difference. Should seniors avoid intense workouts due to inflammation risk? Or does short-term pain lead to long-term gain? There's no one-size-fits-all answer. It depends on your health, your body, and your goals. Managing inflammation isn't about doing less. It's about doing things more intentionally. And that shift, from reacting to responding, might just be one of the most powerful choices you make for your health. In the next chapter, we'll explore the missing link in many health plans, the tiny but mighty micronutrients your muscles depend on, and why most seniors aren't getting enough of them. Over 70% of seniors are magnesium deficient. American Journal of Clinical Nutrition. We've talked about protein. We've talked about exercise. But here's something most people, yes, even doctors, tend to overlook. It's not just the big nutrients like protein or carbs that keep your muscles strong. It's the small ones, the micronutrients, that often make the biggest difference. Think of micronutrients like spark plugs in a car. Without them, your engine's fine, but it won't run. Let's start with magnesium. This mineral is involved in over 300 functions in your body, especially when it comes to muscle contraction and energy. But here's the kicker. More than 70% of older adults are low in magnesium. That's almost 3 out of every 4 seniors, and it shows. In one study, seniors with healthy magnesium levels had 30% stronger grip, better endurance, less muscle cramping and fatigue. Here's where you can find it. Spinach, pumpkin seeds, almonds, and yes, dark chocolate. Many older adults also benefit from magnesium supplements, especially magnesium glycinate or magnesium threonate. These forms are easier to absorb and gentler on the stomach. You may have heard of creatine and thought, that's for 20-year-old gym rats. But research from McMaster University shows something surprising. Seniors who took creatine had better strength, more lean muscle, and even improved memory. More than exercise alone. Just 3 to 5 grams a day, that's about 1 teaspoon, can boost energy inside your muscle cells, help prevent muscle wasting, and support healthy brain aging. It's safe, affordable, and one of the most studied supplements in the world. Now, let's talk about vitamin B12, specifically the methylated form called methylcobalamin. As we age, our stomachs produce less acid, which means we absorb less B12, and some common medications, like metformin and acid blockers, can make this even worse. Why does this matter? Low B12 can lead to muscle weakness, nerve pain, brain fog, and poor coordination. But with the right form, a sublingual B12 that melts under your tongue, absorption goes way up. Many seniors see real improvements in energy and alertness within weeks. Now, for the final group, zinc, selenium, and chromium. These aren't flashy. You don't hear much about them. but they're essential. They help your body use protein more efficiently, improve insulin sensitivity, which keeps your energy steady, protect muscle tissue from breakdown, foods that help meat and shellfish, Brazil nuts. Just one a day covers your selenium needs. Whole grains and seeds. A study from Tufts University showed that seniors with healthy levels of these minerals kept up to 22% more muscle mass over 5 years. That's a huge difference in real-world mobility. Many rural seniors have great access to fresh produce, but less access to quality supplements or regular lab testing. That's where telehealth, mobile clinics, and community outreach programs can play a powerful role. We need to make it easier for everyone to get these essential tools, not just those in cities. The final and most powerful habit of all. The most effective anti-aging intervention ever found. Tufts University. If there's one habit from this entire conversation that can change the course of your health, your independence, and your energy well into your 70s, 80s, and beyond, it's progressive resistance training. In fact, researchers now consider it the gold standard for aging well. So let's unpack what that really means and why so many people still get it wrong. If you don't use it, you lose it. But here's what most people don't realize. To build or even maintain your muscle as you age, walking around the block isn't enough. Using the same light dumbbells for 5 years? Also not enough. Super agers, those thriving older adults we've talked about, follow one core principle. They progressively challenge their muscles over time. Progressive resistance training is just a fancy way of saying, start where you are and gradually make it a little harder. Here's what it looks like. 2 times per week, 30 minutes each session, using compound movements like squats, presses, rows, or deadlifts, and gradually increasing the difficulty. These movements work multiple muscle groups at once, which triggers a strong hormonal response that supports strength, bone density, metabolism, and even mood. The real magic happens when you reach a point of momentary muscular failure. That's when you can't do one more rep with good form. At that moment, your body sends out a powerful signal. We need more muscle. Let's grow. And that muscle-building response can last up to 72 hours after a single session. A study from the University of Alabama followed adults in their 70s who did progressive resistance training just 2 times a week. After only 12 weeks, they gained over 3 pounds of muscle, a 35% increase in overall strength, plus improvements in blood sugar, bone density, and even cognitive function. That's in just 3 months. Imagine what a year or 2 could do for your balance, independence, and confidence. Use compound exercises like squats, chest presses, rows, and overhead presses. These can be modified with machines, resistance bands, or even body weight. Focus on the eccentric phase. That's the lowering part of the movement. Slowly lowering weights increases tension and builds more strength with less strain on your joints. Progress over time. Add a little more weight, reps, or difficulty each week. This keeps your muscles adapting and growing. If you're starting late, have joint pain, or just feel unsure, get a coach or trainer. Look for someone who understands functional strength for older adults, or join programs like Silver Sneakers, which are specifically designed for this stage of life. If you prefer privacy or cultural comfort, home-based routines using bands or simple equipment can still be incredibly effective. There's no shame in starting small, but there is power in starting at all. Isn't lifting dangerous at my age? It's a common fear. The real danger is not lifting. Neglecting your muscle leads to faster frailty, greater fall risk, more hospital visits, and potentially losing your independence. Progressive resistance training, when done safely, reduces all of those risks while increasing your quality of life. Is strength training a medical necessity for aging? We take medications for bone loss, blood pressure, blood sugar, but resistance training improves all of those at once, without the side effects. Should resistance training be considered a medical prescription for everyone over 60? Some doctors already say yes. Others still hesitate, but the evidence keeps stacking up. And the truth is, you don't need to be a bodybuilder to benefit. You just need to start moving with intention. You now have 7 science-backed habits that can help you restore muscle, regain energy, and age with strength. The next step is choosing just one and beginning today. Which habit surprised you the most? Which one are you already doing? And which one are you excited to try? What would your future self, 10 years from now, thank you for starting today? Leave a comment. Share this episode with a friend or family member. Thank you for being here. We're honored to be part of your journey. Until next time, stay strong, stay curious, and stay connected. Thanks for watching Wise Advice Elder, where we share wisdom, life lessons, and relationship advice from those who've truly experienced it all. Subscribe now for more insightful content.